Okay, we're recording, and I am recording to the cloud today. I have to leave at 6 o'clock, so if someone wants to take over hosting at 6, you guys can stay as long as you want. If not, we'll have a short show today. So today is December 22nd, 2017, Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So we're talking taxes, new tax laws.
Right.
Finally.
I would like to get Sarah's assessment of this new payroll tax thing, if she can speak.
What about a new payroll tax? I mean, when
Well, the rates and the not using exemptions as preferences to figure out the withholding.
I have no clue. You mean the new W? There'll be a new W-4.
Yep.
Will it be available when I go back to work next week?
No, when
Probably not.
Maybe
Well,
February or
I went
March.
to a webinar at 8 a.m. this morning, and they said that the new tax tables for the withholding changes will be coming out in February.
So
Wow.
like Dennis said, we need a new W-4. If we're not able to take all of those exemptions, I have to send out a W-4 to all the employees, every one of them. Every one of them have to do another W-4.
And then do a new one in February?
Well, I
A new
thought
one
that
in February or in,
Tables are going to be out then.
Is it going to be for next year, 2018 or 2017?
The
18.
money you earn in 2018, you file that tax in 2019,
Right.
unless you have an odd.
No, what I'm saying
Well,
is,
2 months.
this new W-4 that you say is coming out in February. Is that going to apply to the 2019 tax?
18.
Okay, 2018. So not
So-
17, 18. Okay, got it.
so ready or not, on January 1st, the rules are
Right.
changing for payroll.
And 2 months can make a huge difference if you've got the wrong withholding.
absolutely it can, especially if you have lots of kids.
So there may be some unpleasant surprises at the end of the
Yeah,
year.
but aren't they offsetting that with I don't know.
Did you hear
The
about?
personal exemption?
Did
They're
you hear?
supposed to be, but like Dennis says, it's per exemption when you withhold your payroll.
Well, like I don't know if you heard what I was telling everybody else, Sarah, is that I have a client that has like 5 exemptions with herself and her kids and her husband. And so the difference between the new standard, which is like 12,000, let's see, it goes from 24 to 24,000 to, or
What's that noise? Oh, you're doing the calculator.
so you're getting an increase in the standard of, she's getting an increase in the standard of 11,400, but she's losing the exemptions of like 20,000. I think it was like 850 or something like that. Yeah, 20,250. So the net effect is that she's going to have about $8,900 of more income.
Oh my gosh, that's huge.
And she can't afford that kind of, I mean, she's barely getting by right now. So
what do you do? Arbitrarily take away all the exemptions without the new W-4 form for your clients?
Well, I'm not sure that all the exemptions are going away immediately.
no, I don't know about that. I didn't see
No,
anything
it's
yet.
18 or not. There's no partial year.
No
Yep.
phasing from what I've been able to
Yep.
tell.
But I'm curious to see how the payroll screens will change as far as how you answer questions, how the payroll programs are going to relate to the new W-4.
Well, whoever is doing those updates just lost their Christmas.
Oh, exactly. I was reading an article about
And New Year's.
accounting firms that have pulled, like I forget whether it was a Deloitte or one of the big ones that was always closed from like Christmas to New Year's. Not this year. Everybody's all hands on deck. It's just wrong. And then to throw fuel on the fire, they screwed over the accountants on the tax rate.
Being on the personal services.
Yeah,
Uh,
PCs.
Yeah, get paid 35% instead of
Yeah.
20%.
Yeah. So the accountants have to make this work with an IRS who's limping along, and that's like this e-file fiasco.
Oh, yeah,
That
Yeah,
I mean,
I tried to change my ID and I failed like 4 times. So finally I had to call in. And so I'll get my new login code in maybe a week or two.
Wow.
And
Well,
hopefully it'll work.
They want to make sure it's you.
somebody said that they use like Drake or something. They talked to Drake, and Drake told them not to worry about it. The software will still work. And I'm like, okay, I only use it to e-file 941s through QuickBooks. So they saying, so I'm gonna e-file some 941s as soon as I can and just see if they go through.
Well, I subscribe to a company called IRS Solutions for like tax
Yeah.
representation, and they're saying that they have to work with the IRS on the new POAs, power of attorneys. You're
Yeah.
going to have to basically check that you're going to allow a third party, allow access to use a third party access. So I guess,
Software? You mean
yeah,
software?
I think the way it's going to work, I mean, at least logically, is that you would log in on the website. You would have to get your two-factor authentication, and then ideally you'd go in on the third-party website and plug that in and maybe get mapped back to the IRS. But who knows
That
how
means that none of my staff can do 941s without me sitting there with my cell phone.
well,
Did you
apparently
think it
every
was gonna
time.
be otherwise, Sarah?
Huh?
every-
I thought it was going to be like that all along.
No, but I mean, for years, you just hard coded in QuickBooks, and whoever the bookkeeper is goes and does the return.
Not going to happen now.
That's what I'm saying. I'm the one with the EFIN, not my employees, but
Yeah, but they can't use your eSIM since they are your employees.
Well, the two-factor requires like a bank. You have to get an access code texted to you.
Yeah.
right. That's what I'm saying. It's going to have to be well, we already have one that, they'll text me and say, okay, I'm about to do something. Text me right back when you get your code. And, I mean, I'm still in control. And I have my own processes. The returns aren't done unless I'm
Right.
reviewed them and all that. But it really is just the e-filing the 941. That's really
well,
and it's just hard coded in QuickBooks that goes through.
Are you even allowed to paper file the 941s yet?
Yeah. Oh, you mean for the fourth quarter?
For any quarter?
I have no idea.
That's
I
what
don't
people
know.
should do. Mail?
I'm not. No, because then I finally got away from mailing those stupid
I know,
forms.
but you know what? If everybody went back to it, I bet you they'd change real quick.
make sure you send
Yeah.
a certified mail.
Right.
And send it certified mail. Everyone.
Wow. You know what? I don't make that much money on these things anyway, and so I was finally, I can knock out quarterlies in no time. Now that we do.
Oh, Sarah, we're losing.
So it was like a step backwards for us, but I don't know. We're going to have to get into January. We're going to have to play with it, see what happens, and do some returns very, very early so that we have time to react.
Well, I'm sure there's all sorts of things that we're not foreseeing right now that, different
Oh,
employees are different.
absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
You have no way of knowing if it's going to be like, oh my God, we didn't think about doing this.
Right.
Well, I have a false sense of security with Intuit because they're so freaking big that I'm just going to sit back and let everybody else complain and carry on, and at some point it'll work. But, I don't know.
Well, my biggest concern is I really don't want employees to be hit with a huge tax bill at the end of the year they're not expecting. They won't have a clue.
And I
No.
suspect there'll be a lot of phone calls to payroll departments how to fill out the new W-4.
And we are not allowed to help them. We are
Right.
not allowed by law to help them.
Oh, really?
No.
Wow.
No. If an employee asks for help with their W-4, you say, I'm sorry, please consult your tax accountant.
Ah.
You do not want that liability. No. Nope.
And tell them, well, there's this page of gobbledygook and legalese that you can read that tells you how to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Go read the instructions.
Yeah.
Call-
Read the
call
instructions.
Senator or congressman.
Yeah, yeah. Call your congressman.
Well, I tell clients never to help an employee either. Because what happens if all of a sudden they have a massive tax bill and they go, well, my boss helped me fill it out,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
you know? So,
Well, let's talk about happier things, Miss Sarah.
I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, my employee Karen's daughter has been very, very, very ill for 3 years with a nightly dialysis. Her kidney
Ooh.
gave out. Kidneys
Ooh.
gave out.
Ooh.
And this is what's funny is her uncle's name is Chris, K-R-I-S, like Kris Kringle. And he had to get a lot of weight off to even qualify, so he was doing that on the side, and he didn't tell anybody because he didn't want anybody to get their hopes up.
Right.
And then he hit the right weight, and then he took all the tests and all this, and then all of a sudden it went really, really fast. So surgery, what day is this? Friday? Her surgery was yesterday.
Wow.
And we're so excited. This kid has been so sick. Do you know they do dialysis at home for 9 hours a night?
That's incredible.
When do
I
you
can't
sleep?
even imagine sleeping like that.
I can't even imagine either.
Imagine either.
So God bless her. Healing prayers for her.
Healing prayers. What a Christmas gift. They're going to, the whole family's going to be up in a hospital in Augusta, Georgia for Christmas. They don't even care.
Right. Oh, no. This is the best present they could possibly get for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. So everybody I talk to that knows somebody who's had a kidney transplant says they're just a new person, because she's, she got out of, she made it out of high school and then tried to do some online classes and stuff like that. And she feels, she would feel so horrible that she just didn't, so I'm just excited to watch her blossom and get back into life. And
Nice.
so anyway, and the timing, I mean, this is the slowest 2 weeks of our year because the clients aren't working,
Right.
Yeah,
so that worked out. I mean,
Nice.
what if it had been in the middle of W-2s? Oh my goodness.
Well,
This is perfect.
I bought her a hotspot thing. Looks like a little block of something.
right.
And so because you don't want to use the Wi-Fi in the hospital, plus it's not very strong.
Yeah.
And not very private.
And not very private. And then she's got like this, 6 foot, like what do you call it? The cable with the lock.
Ooh.
And Mark was telling her how to, if you have to put her on the hospital leg, lock that locked up. Oh gosh.
Wow. So nice. Congratulations to Karen, and more so to her daughter.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks I know that I've been talking about this for years, so.
Oh, no. I'm just so happy for her. I am so happy for her. I know other people that have done things like liver transplants, and it's amazing what a turnaround it can do in your life. And especially for somebody so young as that really hasn't had a chance to experience life. And she'll get a new lease on her life now.
Exactly. Well, just the worry, because I call her my Karen, and I call her a mini me because she's so good. And Karen is one of the gals in the office who is so even tempered, or even no matter what's going on, she's the calm one. She's the one that's got to control the whole situation. And I'm the one that I'm like, so she's my rock. And I've been watching her, and I'm like, how strong how can you keep this up for so long? So,
Right. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah.
She may
Good.
need a little bit of time just to breathe.
Well, even it's not even my child. And when they texted me that she was out of surgery and the kidney was working, I was at the allergist getting my allergy shot, and I fell apart. And I was like, not even my child. I mean, if it affects me that much,
Imagine mom and dad.
that is one strong set of parents. Well, they have to be strong in front of the kids and stuff. So, so I do hope she goes and takes a long drive.
Think about it, though, she's going to be unlike so many of these crazy kids today that just take the world for granted. And like the world owed them.
Oh, not this kid, yeah.
So humble.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
Well, the whole family.
4 minutes here, so
What's the blue thing? Was that your clock?
it is a VR virtual reality headset.
oh, I had to get
What on earth?
Honestly, I got one for my granddaughter, and I got a cheap one for myself. I am so glad that I got her the one with the remote control, because this, I can't even open it now.
What does it do?
Put your phone
You put
in
your phone, you open it,
Yeah.
you put your phone in here,
Uh-huh.
and then you look in it, and it's like watching, like being in the movie, the virtual reality, the 3D. And if you download something called Cardboard on Google,
Yeah.
you can take any YouTube video and watch it in 3D, which means our videos that we're doing, I was able to watch in 3D.
What?
And all I have to say is, wow.
Really? I saw them at Target or Walmart or something the other day, and I thought, what?
So where do you put the phone?
It goes sideways.
Where do you what?
Where do you put the phone in the virtual reality?
Okay, you open it up. I'm sorry, you're not looking at it. This is what it is. This part goes over your head
Right.
Is it heavy?
here. So this
No, I
part
think it's
opens up, and you put your phone in here face up.
Yeah, so you're looking at the phone screen.
So you're looking at the phone through this.
Yeah.
I am going to Walmart tonight because
so if
Mark
the
would
video,
get a kick out of that. Wouldn't that be great for?
But I'm telling you, if you get one with the remote control.
Why? What does that do?
I got a real cheap one at first because I didn't know what I'd want. I really know I want that remote control, because right now I have to turn the phone on, turn the video on, and then put it on my head. Phone, I'm touching that screen and
Got it.
start all over again.
what happens if the video sort of hangs, or you get the circle, words?
That's what you're watching, the circle.
Oh, you mean if it's like, what do they call it?
Well, you know how it
Like YouTube when it's
you start circling because there's a
Yeah.
hang up or something. I mean, if you're watching YouTube and all of a sudden it just starts hangs, you have to take it out and hit the phone and then put it back in.
To reality and rip that.
yeah, if your internet starts crapping. Monday. Karen only worked 2 days this week. She's trying to put a whole week into 2 weeks or into 2 days, and we had our internet Comcast went out. And the fiber that they cut also cut Verizon. So we had nothing. And then we have company, and they were in the house, and they said Trump was on TV or something. And we all just looked at each other because the TV went out, the internet went out, all our cell phones. And we're like, you start getting real paranoid because you have no information. None.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's a freaky feeling. And then we lost a whole day at work.
Yeah.
Whole day. So
I remember when we had the blackout. God, what was that? That was 1976 or something? No?
there was something in the 70s where there were brownouts and blackouts.
Well,
that's right.
All of New York State went out.
Right.
I was in,
We were in
was I in
Charlotte.
I was in Buffalo or Sarah, where I was, but the whole state went out. And maybe it was in the 60s, though. I think
I
it was
wouldn't have known that.
because I remember we were sure it was the Russians. Oh, it's the those
Yeah.
Russians have taken out our power.
It was right after the train derailed over the highway in was it Washington?
Yeah.
This was like less than an hour after that, and I'm
Wow.
just like, what? So
Wow, wow.
and it was just the island. It was just our island. It was like just us.
Shades of 911.
So I don't know. So I don't know.
But they wouldn't attack Tybee Island. I mean,
No, but I mean, it looked like everything was down, because usually when Comcast goes down, I hop out on Verizon.
Right, right. And that's why you have Verizon and Comcast.
But apparently the tower is running on the same fiber, and the power company have had these I don't know where they get these people to cut all the trees under the power lines. And I called Mark and he said those power guys are out there, those tree cutters, and they're just demolishing everybody. He couldn't get down the driveway. They had left so much garbage in the driveway.
Ah,
And he goes, I bet you they cut a fiber. Sure enough.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, what about the Atlanta airport?
That was the day before. Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff happened this week.
Clever, because they had their main system and their backup system
In the
together
same place?
in a concrete bunker. Oh, that's so brilliant.
Well, you saw that train derailment up in Washington, didn't you?
Well, that's what I was saying. This was like less than an hour after the train derailment. And so it was like, oh my gosh, we're being attacked all over.
Yeah, that
But the
was
train derailment, though, I mean, that was the first trip that train ever took on that line.
Yeah, but the idiot was driving 85 when the speed limit was 30.
That was unpaid the Friday before.
He what?
They did one trip before where people were not paying customers.
Yeah.
They never take paid customers the very first run on a set of tracks or a roller coaster.
Well, they
got
they did.
Are you at K-Bella?
Sarah's got a phone call.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
I'm going to mute. I muted her.
It was
Okay.
the first one with paying customers. It was the very second run.
But they were going 3 times as fast as they should have been.
Same thing happened in Philadelphia.
Oh, I wonder what the problem was.
So Dennis, you and I are the lucky ones that belong to the 2 states that these horrible accidents have happened in.
Pardon me?
You and I are the 2 states that these horrible accidents, train wrecks going 50 miles faster than what they were supposed to, around the corner.
Washington.
They didn't have the, it was like went over the freeway pass, and a couple of the train cars landed on the freeway, and so
I know.
it was. You looked at what the heck is going on.
Yeah,
Somebody told me that highway is the equivalent of our I-95.
Wow.
Yes,
It's I-5, but down in that area, it's not as heavy as it is like through Seattle. I think it's like maybe 2 lanes each way. It's not like 4 or 5 lanes like it is up in the Seattle area. But
Oh, that's good.
so
I'll
yeah,
bet that they don't run that line anymore. I'll bet all that money they spent fixing it up. They're not
Well, there was like a governor thing on the train that they weren't going to turn on until like January or February, first quarter.
Hello.
yeah.
Why? Who made that decision?
Somebody regretting it now.
Some former
Sometimes you get
employee, I
fired.
guess.
All righty. Does anyone else want to take over host, or do we want to stop the recording?
No, I'm going to go.
I got to get back to doing taxes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, fun. Sorry, Dennis.
Unless, Peggy, do you want me to take over so we can stay on, or you look like you're gone?
Yeah, I'm not going. I'm right here. I'm just on the phone.
Yeah, I've got to
All right.
finish up.
I'm gonna run. Y'all have a merry Christmas. Blessings to everybody.
If you want to do a separate, we could do a separate one.
We can do a separate one, Peggy.
How about if I stop recording, but you guys can still talk?
Okay, yeah,
All
but
right,
stop.
that sounds good. I'm gonna.
Merry
Bye. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Next week, same time,
Yeah,
same
man.
place.
That's right. Happy hour.
Bye.